Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Two Exiles, One Portal. I am Mr. Coffee, once again joined by Casper.
Yo.
Yo, we just had a conversation, but before we get back to that conversation, because if you were here like a few minutes ago, or last week, and you hit a button, you might have been notified of this video coming up and the topic that we're about to talk about right now. But hit a button and let's get into the topic. So, Cass, you and I had a little conversation about Tyranids holding swords in the new Space Marine game.
Okay, to be specific, okay. I don't like it when game developers rely on outside information for for them not to do their job. Meaning, if they're making a game about telling a story, then tell the fucking story. Don't rely on people having to read a book, watch videos to gain understanding of what you are trying to portray. It's like if you write a novel, but then I have to read three other novels to understand your novel. Like I feel like that's fucking lazy.
Well, I feel like it's fucking lazy to jump in halfway through a series and expect just the fucking author to spoon feed everything to you.
Fair enough. However, the exception to that is it's not like I'm jumping into, for example,
this is 2, bro.
Let me finish.
I'm sorry.
It's not like I'm about to read a book, right? I'm picking up Days of Our Lives 3. And I picked it up at Days of My Lives 3. And even though there's 2 other books, right? We're not talking about that situation. We're talking about video games that, like, yes, Space Marines 2, yes. But I played Space Marines 1. There was no sword wielding Tyranids.
Was it the beginning of? I'm curious. By the way, I'm not. I'm not. Oh, so okay, that's a good thing. Because I'm curious what you guys were fighting in the first place in that particular game because I didn't play it.
I mean, I've Space.
So now wait, hold on. With all of the Dark Tide, or with all of the 40K games, not necessarily Warhammers, but all the 40K games.
If you want to play the first one, there's a demo for it.
There's a demo for Space Marines 1?
Yeah, I believe so.
Interesting. I may play it. But with all of like the lore that already exists, and the function of the game does not change if you do or do not know the story, right? It's not like you knowing the story changes whether you can slap that Tyranid's ass, right? So I'm not sure where the line draws between if you're gonna come into this and it has a sequel number, don't bitch about it because you don't understand the past. You didn't look into it. You didn't look into enough journal entries. You know what I mean? Like, and the fact of the Warhammer universe is so massive, and it did not start as a game. It started as a tabletop, moved on to novel, then went into video games. I don't. But it's you can't expect a game developer to ignore the fact that there's oceans of information out there, and the market for who is buying your game is already saturated enough to where most people already know, or at least know the basics.
That defeats my point.
Does it?
It doesn't.
Not?
It doesn't. No, because if you're making, okay, you just said the main point. Your main point is that 40K is massive.
Right? Yes.
So when you make a game, you're not making a game to encompass the entire universe of 40K. It's impossible. You only cut out a tiny piece and say, I'm gonna make a game about this. The same with Dark Tide, Dawn of War 2. I don't know about I don't acknowledge Dawn of War 3. I think the early some of the early RTS Warhammer games tried to do a little bit of the war thing, but it was kind of weird. But they were great games. But every 40K game that comes out tries to capture a tiny bit of it, and they put their own spin on it. They kind of like, this is our version of this. What the Armada games? Have you ever played the 40K Armada?
I have played very few 40k games.
Um,
Dark Tide and Vermintide. I know Vermintide is not 40k; it's just
yeah.
Warhammer.
The
And
Armada is like the ship battle version.
oh, cool.
So it's kind of like you doing spaceship battles. Um, I think it's Armada. I think. I think Armada. Armada. Battlefleet Gothic. That's what it's called. Battlefield Gothic. Um, it has all
Let's
those.
see.
It's like ship battles basically. And it has the Chaos campaign where you play not as Space Marines, you play as the Chaos Marines. So again,
This
I
looks pretty
think
dope. Was it good? I noticed they're not showing me any gameplay.
I didn't really play them. They have really good reviews, but it's very niche, meaning like it's only if you really like that kind of gameplay. It's weird. It's a weird, it's a love and hate relationship.
It's cheap.
Um, they're
Maybe.
pretty old. 2019,
Maybe one day
the
I
last
will
one.
go back in time and play them.
Um,
Some
it's a
million
very
40k games, bro.
it's a one directional kind of game though. Don't expect it to be like groundbreaking. But
No, but
anyway,
it looks
the point
pretty
is like
dope.
the games. Each game takes a piece and it says, "I'm gonna make a game on this." Right? I'm gonna make a thing. Every Warhammer game has been done the same thing. Now here's my thing. If you're going to take a piece of that, I want you to focus on that piece. I want you to explain to me your world, your story. Why has that piece become what it is? That's what I'm asking. I'm not asking to explain everything else. I'm okay with not knowing everything else. I just want to know. Give me the synopsis of your piece and why should I give a fuck and play your game? And if I play your game, if I buy your game at $60, $70, I want to fucking know your piece. Do your fucking job.
So first of all, I just want to throw this out there. Asking questions is heresy.
What do you mean?
Asking questions is heresy. It's very few people that ask questions and don't die. In
Okay,
Warhammer,
yes,
in the Imperium.
okay.
So I think that you're a heretic. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry, I
Fair
just lost.
enough. No, fair enough. I'm definitely a heretic. I do not have blind
God Emperor
faith. I
preserve you,
do not
bro. Good
have blind
God.
faith in the God Emperor. I fucking don't. It's just
It's
fucking
like,
dumb. I have been
Jesus,
burned too
bro.
many goddamn times by these goddamn developers to have
Because
blind
of
faith.
swords on a Tyranid, bro.
No, okay. So I kind of defend myself. I saw a dual wielding Tyranid, not just one fucking sword, dual wielding. This motherfucker has swords
So,
on both hands.
but you know
He
of the
was
Tyranid,
waiting in the
right?
cut. He was waiting in the cut for his turn. You ever seen the old kung fu movies where the guy is like it's Bruce Lee or whatever is somewhere in by like 100 guys, but they each go at him at one at a time.
Uh huh.
It was kind of like that's what the fuck I was watching. It's like the space marine is just butchering shit, and he's waiting in the cut for his turn. Like I'm gonna fuck him up with my two swords, and then he goes up to kill and he gets stabbed and dies right instantly. I'm saying to myself, and I just said to myself like, wait, if was he dual wielding blades? Not even like organic material, just fucking blades. And then I saw another motherfucker with a plasma rifle.
And
Now,
I don't know
now
if you.
granted,
I feel
now
like you didn't look
granted,
at it because it was not a plasma rifle.
it
It is
it
something
shot it
infused
shot
into
like
his
some
body.
plasma. It shot
Right,
like
but
some
it's
plasma shit.
still,
But
dude. First of
I
all, wait,
yeah
wait, wait,
yeah
wait,
yeah
wait,
yeah
wait,
no,
wait,
you're right
wait,
you're
wait.
right you're right you're right. I'm siding with you. It did
Okay,
look like one of their weapons. Like it looks like they made it out there fucking like buttholes or something.
right.
So yeah, I'll give you that.
And they have been known to be able to travel the warp,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah,
not
yeah,
even like
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
deep cut. Like that's just something they do.
My all I said, right? All I said was, I hope within the scope of the game, they maybe explain how the Tyranids have come to like start using human tactics like swords and fucking, whip and guns and shit like that, like projectile guns. Now,
Right
like
now,
just that's what I said. That's what I said.
right now, this is my problem. I don't like being spoon-fed information that way. I don't, and I guess maybe I'm putting a negative connotation on spoon-fed, and maybe that's where like you might have felt like a little hostility. It's not. I don't mean that in a
I did
negative.
not feel hostility. If you've been jumping on
Okay,
my throat the entire time.
right, but that's my whole point. I want you to know I'm not angry or that kind of thing. I'm
No, you're
passionate. I
angry.
get
No, you're fucking
no, no,
angry.
no, no. I'm passionate. I swear.
You
I swear to
clearly
God, I
seem
have
as
to
a
have this
heretic. You're trying
conversation.
to fucking purify me. You're
But
trying
it's
to
one of
save
those
me from fucking what is it?
extra
Exterminatus.
dialogue that you're just gonna ignore. No, but I prefer when a dev respects my intellect to draw conclusions based on relative base knowledge I may know.
Okay,
I
stop right there.
understand.
Stop right
Wait,
there.
wait, wait, wait,
Because
wait.
that's a
No, let me finish.
storytelling tactic. And I
Right,
respect the
but
fuck out of that.
okay.
I
So the
think
thing is
storytelling is art.
I know when Tyranids land, they gather shit, they add it to biomass, and then it goes forward. That's generally because I haven't gotten too far into the lore of Tyranids yet. That's generally all I know. I know they have space Tyranids that they're giant fucking Tyranids that float through the thing. They can use the warp. Basic shit.
So
I can draw from a conclusion in my head that if you have Tyranids eating dinosaurs, you may end up with a T-Rex looking ass Tyranid. If you have a Tyranid that's eating a whole bunch of fucking space marines and that space marine just tore through 5,000 of your Tyranids, you might think that's a good idea too. I don't know, man. Like, I don't see that as like this thing that needs to be explained. I can feel like, oh, okay, yeah. Other space marines are pretty badass. If you ate him, you probably pick up a sword and start swinging too.
so I don't want to like. I feel like I'm trying to tread lightly here. I want to get yelled at. So storytelling is an art that I feel. Well, it's a lost art. I feel that a lot of developers are not good at. Right? There are games that have really good gameplay. There are games that have really good mechanics. There are games that have really good sounds. And then there are games that have really good story but suck at everything else. Right?
I agree. Yeah, you
So
have
my
different
thing
devs
my
being
point
different
is
levels.
there are some games out there which I've played and I can't remember one. Okay, maybe Max Payne. Max Payne's has some of the most vividing fucking storytelling because it's to your point. They don't spoon feed you. They don't spoon feed you the information.
Correct.
They fucking warp your mind to come with the conclusion of what's happening. And I
Yes.
think if that's the style that the developer and the because it's at different elements, right? The developer, when we say developer, we mean that the team that's doing the story.
Well, my thing is you also have to remember that all of these games, right? You look at Space Marine 2, and it's being developed by Saber Interactive. Uh, Darktide was developed by Fat Shark. You have, let's see, Dawn of War is by Relic Entertainment, publisher Sega. Like,
Yeah,
none
those
of
are old.
these,
Yeah, those are
you
old.
don't have the same team of people working on all these games.
That's
You
fine.
can't have
That's
a
fine.
layer,
No,
a cohesive
okay,
storytelling thing here. Like
okay, all right. See,
maybe they should do
you're
that.
confusing what I'm saying. You you're taking one thing and leading to another. No, I treat every project as its own. Like even if it's part two, like especially in a situation where it's like it's like if you make the first one, it's great, perfect, and then you make a second game. My expectation is that you're gonna continue that same format, right? But if you do your second game and something about your second game is like off, then I'm gonna judge your second game not based on your totality of your projects, but just based on the second game. Same to Warhammer games. Warhammer games, I treat them all as independent, even if obviously yeah, they're different developers. But even if it was based on the same developer, I'm still gonna base it as a separate. I'm judging it on its own, like as it stands on its own, not as it stands up against the entire
Now,
catalog of 40K.
here's my rebuttal to, or not even like a rebuttal, but here's like why I don't think that might be the best way of thinking about it is because we agree, a whole bunch of different developers all work on this. There's a whole bunch of these different games. If I start going back into this catalog and I start hearing the same groundwork being laid every fucking time, I will never play another Warhammer game again. You get what I mean? I don't
Yes, I
need
see
the
what you mean.
same base.
I
Like
see what
if
you
I
mean.
play
It's
it,
like if
yeah,
you remake Spider-Man games.
right. I don't need you to tell me how Peter Parker got fucking
Right,
made. It's been told a
right,
million times.
right,
Just
right, right,
stop it.
right,
Get
right,
into
right.
the cool shit.
I
Like, and
guarantee
that's
you, the one thing I'll guarantee you is that that's not the case for 40K Hammer games.
oh no, and that's like that's where I
Every
think 40K is
it's
unique in the fact that
taboo.
you have. I think that's why 40K is unique in that you have a background information that isn't necessarily mandatory, but that lays the groundwork for the rest of the way that you see the universe.
I think it's a taboo that anyone who touches 40K has to put their own like flavor. Like they
Head
have to,
canon.
yeah, they have to have their own like spin to it. Their own like you should not remake. Now, I'm a little surprised. I'm a little surprised that this developer picked up the Space Marine
IP.
IP. I'm a little surprised by that. That typically doesn't happen with 40K games. It does not really happen, and I'm generally surprised that it did. Whether
I'm
it's
happy.
successful or not, we'll see. We'll see.
To be honest, I'm I like it when you look at a game like these and you know very little about the universe or you know a lot about the universe, but you know the general atmosphere of what the universe is trying to go for, and the game looks like it's hitting it. I kind of want to play it. I wish more 40K games like just really looked this good and fucking was just like, dude, yeah, atmosphere 100. But I've looked at a lot of these other ones and I'm like, Gladius doesn't look very good. Dawn of War, the first one, doesn't really look very good. Space Hulk doesn't look very good. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these don't seem like they're gonna hit it for me if I ever do go back and start trying to play the catalog. But Space Marines 2 looks like
See,
it hit
that's
it.
the irony about like Dawn of War, for example.
Hmm?
All three were made by the same developer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Relic.
Ah,
Now, Relic at the time had most of the IPs for Warhammer. They were making a lot of the Warhammer games at the time. But they made Dawn of War 1, Soulstorm, they made 2, they made 3. Now 3 kind of sucks because it they hit a few bumps with the development of it. And they had to bring in a next team to help finish it. And it was during the time where Relic was going downhill.
is Total Warhammer made by the same devs?
No, no. That's what I'm saying. Every time a new like developer comes in and picks up or like picks up like the IP from Games Workshop to do a 40K, they always make a new version of a game. They never
Oh,
touch the IP address of
sorry.
another.
I missed my question.
Oh,
Not missed it, but I misphrased it. I was wondering if Total Warhammer was made by one developer, the whole series, and it is.
mhm.
Total Warhammer, Warhammer 2, and Warhammer 3 were all made by one developer.
Yeah, because that's their avenue. That's
It's
their
their shit,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And they
And
don't
they
touch
do
anything else.
that. God, that game looks so good. It plays great.
They don't touch
2.
anything else. It's
I
it's
don't see why they would.
it's
If
it's taboo, which is awesome. I'm thinking to myself like, what prompted them to pick up like is the IP of Space Marine 2 that juicy?
honestly, I think it's probably the most well-known piece
It's I.
of Warhammer,
The irony is,
other than
oh
maybe
yeah,
the
Space Marine,
orcs.
yeah, Space Marine, yeah,
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 dude.
yeah. It's just I
Like,
remember Space Marine 2. They did so bad.
right, but the thing is it that's the whole problem, right? It's the it's still as an IP known, not
I
necessarily
guess.
because of the game, but
I
when
guess.
people think of the Empyrean, you think of the
Space
fucking
Marines.
Space Marines. That's what you think of. And it's that is a huge thing that you should, at least consider when adopting another IP and being like, yo, we should pick this up because everybody knows it and is at least going to be watching. So if they pull out like a certified fucking banger, bro, everybody's gonna know that shit. It's gonna be another
Fair
Dark
enough.
Tide.
Fair
Because
enough.
and then after Dark Tide coming out, they have a big act to follow up, and they're trying, and Dark Tide got a whole bunch of people interested in the IP. Never a better time to release another one. I think that them releasing another one is a Space Marines is a fucking brilliant play.
What's funny about Total War, that reminds me is that they're kind of 4K. Those are called 4K games, right?
Yeah,
Like there
four
are
time,
other
four
types of
X.
4X games that are not Total War. There's like the Gladius, uh,
Yeah.
and then the Battle
Uh,
Sector as well.
wasn't Dawn of War also?
No, Battle War was RTS.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Um, but it's like, hey, you are with a different developer coming in doing Battle Sector, and then a different developer coming in doing Gladius, which is like kind of like those 4K kind of. I think Gladius is turn based, if I'm not mistaken. But so is Total War, right?
No. Well, kind of. It's like Civ.
Well, Civ is turn based.
Mm,
Yes, it is.
in less of a way than most. Sorry. When I think of turn based, I think Final Fantasy, bro.
Turn
Like,
based meaning like you do a bunch of stuff, then you end.
yeah.
And
So yes.
yeah. Um,
I think in the new ones you could turn that off and everybody just gets to do shit.
I haven't
But
played
I
it.
don't know. I think I might have misread what they were meaning, but it looks dope. It look
What's
I
funny
have
about it is
Total
that
Warhammer 2.
they made
I
they
go ahead.
made 40K Battle Sisters.
Battle Sisters?
It's a VR though, VR only,
Oh, okay.
and it looks nothing like Space Marines, but it's a VR game. What can you expect? Um, they're coming out with something. They're coming out with a pod racer of 40K.
Like um
A racer,
so I'm
a
confused
racer.
what you mean by pod racer.
You,
Like you
you ever
mean
play
like the
Star Wars
old.
Pod Racer?
Oh my fucking god, dude. I was making sure we were referencing the same thing. Okay.
I love that game. I, I to be honest with you, I had way too much fun in that game, more than I should. I don't know why I enjoyed it.
It's more like not even more like, but it's like what is that shit? Xenosaga. Um there's another one. Extreme G Racing is one that's like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, dude, there's some like interesting titles among that
They're
that
coming
particular
out
like
40K Speed Freaks. And it's like I see combat racing, so it's gonna be like a twisted metal slash like what you
oh
call it?
like
What do you call it? The Mario one.
kart racer.
Like yeah, like I see orcs on like a pickup truck.
Bro, it's free. What? Why is this free? My dog is angry at coyotes in the night. Angry.
So it looks like it's gonna be like a twisted metal kind of.
Like an arena battler kind of thing.
I would imagine that they're gonna probably add a mode like that.
All right, I may. It's coming soon, huh? So I can't get in on this.
But what I'm saying is that every developer, when they they take a piece of Warhammer, they always add their own spin to it. They all add, and then it's sometimes good lore, sometimes not. Sometimes it's like they don't spin on things. That's fine. I don't like playing a game. Like if I play Speed Freaks, I don't expect it to be lore heavy, and I don't expect it to be like, oh, let me explain to you why these motherfuckers is racing. Right? I don't want to know that because it's not that type of game. But Space Marine specifically is a story-oriented game. It's an action adventure RPG.
But with how many fucking mysteries exist in the Empyrean of Man, to be completely honest, bro, infinitely better things that could be
So
answered for me.
explain this to me. If you play an RPG, not an arena RPG, we're not talking about path. If you play an RPG, you don't want them to tell them what the fuck you're role playing?
What does my enemy have to do that isn't capable of putting in a journal log that's not voice acted? Because if I cared about it,
Is
guess
that it?
what? I'd
So
read the journal log.
that's where you draw the line whether it's voice acted?
Yeah. Because that's where the money, like a bulk part of the money goes in. Dude, a journal, think about it. A journal entry, what does it cost a company? What does it cost Bethesda to put a journal entry on a computer somewhere in a
what
dungeon?
does it cost Bethesda to make a game?
Well, I don't know.
Because
But I mean,
they've been
generally
hitting the
speaking,
mark lately.
have they now?
I mean, that's sarcastically. Like,
Okay, I was
it's
about to
like,
say, okay,
like,
but still, like, it doesn't cost much for you to put something on a terminal, right?
I'm sorry, I
For
have to
them,
say
give me
this.
a
I
journal
think
entry.
people are just hiding. Are they riding the golden years of Bethesda? Like that shit is long gone.
I pulled it out because it's a known thing, and I know that it's a lore game where they put lore tidbits in places. It's the reason I use them as a fucking example, and I use
But
Fallout, not their new shit, because I wanted to stay
but
away from this conversation.
both Skyrim series, Elder Scrolls series, and Fallout series, even if you don't dig into the lore as much, still feeds you enough information to understand what the fuck's happening and why it's happening.
Tyranids landed. They're eating shit.
But why are they using swords?
Are you like really?
Just explain to me. Just what happened? How did they go from blades? I mean, like what do you call those talons? Like the fucking claws? How did they go from claws to like I can hold it this way instead? Like just fucking give me some. That's all I'm saying. Is that too much to ask? I feel like I'm not asking for a lot.
I feel like on the surface you're not asking for a lot, but on the actuality you are. Because if I had okay, so say we're making a video game and it has huge lore, and now I have to go through and figure out every fucking little thing that a nerd's gonna notice and be like, wait, why? How does that work? And then have to tailor it to your specific mind because be known, maybe 1 in 50 people would have noticed what the fuck you noticed and been bothered by it enough to say anything. So now they have to go and like, you know what I mean? Like,
By the way,
on the
Space
surface,
Marine will only have a 3-player co-op.
weird.
Yeah.
Wait, that's good.
It's good, but it's also weird.
No, it's good.
3-player?
Yeah, we don't. I don't want to elaborate on why it's good.
Okay.
But
Odd.
I'll explain later. But
Okay.
but it's one of those things where like
We only have one
again
good friend.
on the surface you're not asking for a lot. You're asking for a very simple voice line. But the thing is, with how much stuff is in there
Well,
and
I don't
how
need-
many things are getting voice line, and the fact that these games do have to have a budget, I don't know,
It
dude.
seems
For
like a
them to voice line
it looks
every
like a
little thing, like, oh, this
it
is
looks like
riveted this way because of this. It looks smooth because they have special mining equipment. Like, I don't
it
need that.
looks like a very prominent. From what I saw in the extended trailer, it looks like a very prominent focus on the
That they're
enemies that
eating
you're
shit.
fighting. On the enemies that you're fighting, right? Like,
That they're eating shit, right? And evolving,
well, that's what we know because that's what the Tyrians do. They consume
right?
worlds.
Yes. There, that's literally all. Like, that's my whole point.
But
I feel like what
this,
you're requesting is
hold on,
so basic that it
hold on.
doesn't need explaining.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not because we don't know enough about the game yet. Now, hear me out. if this is a world, right? If this is a world that the Space Marine landed on and it was already half consumed by the Tyranids, then okay. Okay. But from what I
Wait,
saw in the
wait, wait, wait,
trailer,
wait. So wait. If it's an actual Imperium fucking city and it's being consumed and being attacked, that makes less sense to you?
I would want more information. Is what I'm point. My point is, what is the situation? Give me the sit rep. What is the situation? And it looks for me from the trailer is that this is a fresh attack. Like they're just starting their invasion of the city. This is what it
Of
looks
that
like.
city, yes.
Yeah, this is what it
But
looks
we
like.
don't know if it's like
And then
a.
all of a
Well, we
sudden
do know
now,
that the planet wide.
all of a sudden now, I'm seeing fucking dual wielding goddamn Tyranids. I need some background information. What the fuck's going on? What?
Nah,
Is it
dude. I feel like you're the line you're drawing in. It might be both of us here doing this. I don't know. But I feel like the line in the sand that you draw is so low. It
really?
doesn't need explaining.
As a player,
The fat no, but that's my
we're talking
point.
about an
But
RPG. We're talking
no.
about
Again,
RPG.
in an RPG, if I gave a shit, I'd go into the journal entry.
What does RPG stand for?
A
What
role
is
playing game, and what the fuck does that
role?
have to do with me
Okay,
caring
so
about
what
why
is
a
my
Tyranid is dual
role?
wielding?
What am I playing?
Smashing. You're a space marine. Stop being a fucking heretic and smash. That's it. Pledge your allegiance to the God Emperor and slay Tyranids. Don't it does? Why does that one have a nuke? It doesn't matter. Kill it.
I think that's a. If we that's your inner um what's the word I'm looking for? What is the tech ones that worship the God Emperor? I forgot what they called.
We're the Imperium of Men.
No. The specifically the mechanical ones. The ones that
Oh,
like
the technocracy, or
the tech priest. That you sound like a tech priest. Like you're so fucking like you eating your own dog shit. Like you're not even willing to like step away from like the fact that just ignore the fact that it's 40K, for example. Just ignore the
well,
fact
if
it's
we
40K.
ignore the fact that it's 40K, then it's God of War. And to be completely honest, if it's God of War, then I didn't give too much shit about the story in that one too. I'm slaying gods. Like you see,
But ironically, God of War, the last one, the reason why it was so good, it was because of the story.
no,
Bro, that
I'm
fucking
sorry.
game won so many
As
goddamn awards.
as a very long time God of War player, I'm going to tell you what I believe here. This may actually be a fucking hot take. That game would not be nearly as acclaimed as it was if it wasn't about the transformation, meaning it was more about the first three. That game was set up by its
It was
predecessors
that
so
game was a
well you don't even understand.
fucking masterpiece.
It
Down from
was,
its
but
voice acting.
it
I
agreed.
forgot that guy's name. Oh,
Ah, fuck, who
Teal'c
played
from
Kratos?
Star Maiden. Yes, Teal'c from Stargate.
Boy. But
Yo,
yeah,
his voice is
dude. And again,
fucking
butter.
masterpiece.
I get you, but the story that you just referenced was built upon the first three. You saw what made Kratos. You saw what he tried to do to overcome it. You saw him overcome the thing, not get what he wants, and then you see him transform into this. This
I think the
arc,
story on the first two were
honestly,
good.
bro,
It was decent, but it was sloppy
right.
because
But
they
the
were
thing
making
is
more
it
of
was
an
a first and
arcade
second.
game
Right. It
than
wasn't taken nearly as serious.
yeah.
But the funny thing is it's awesome because they worked it into his arc.
Yeah. And I
Because
think
again, back
they
in the
just
day, he didn't
tripled
give a
down.
fuck.
They tripled down
Yeah.
on that last one. They're like, yo, let's go hard on this game. Let's make motherfuckers like tear jerk, like like
And
like
then
really get emotional with this motherfucker.
But again, like I feel that a big part of that story comes from the fact of every time that Kratos is referencing the god he once was and trying to steer his son away from the monster that he had become was huge. It's what sets up the game.
But again,
I really think, and especially
again,
especially when you look back and you look at Kratos'
I
past.
feel like you're making my case for me. You fucking
How?
because you fucking made it for me.
The game is great?
You didn't have to read. You didn't have to look at shit outside of the games to get that from the games. You got it from the games themselves.
I had to learn from other platforms of the game and ones that aren't considered 100% canon because we find out who Kratos' daughter is. There is a fucking Kratos novel. So yes, I do rely on a lot of my outside knowledge when it comes to anything. Because when I find interest in the game, right? Hold up. When I find interest in a game, for instance, Metal Gear, I love Metal Gear. I enjoyed the series, convoluted as fuck.
Did you watch the series?
Metal Gear series or what?
The live action.
There's a live action Metal Gear? Hell yeah, bro. What?
Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up.
What?
You didn't watch the fucking Twisted Metal like with Anthony Mackie?
No.
Bro. After we
Whoa,
get off this
what?
motherfucker, you need to binge watch that entire series. You're gonna fucking love it.
Hell yeah, bro. Oh, whoa. Hideo Kojima wrote.
Huh?
Hideo Kojima wrote.
It's
on. I think it's on. He wrote some of it. I don't know how much involvement he had, but
you mean the writer? Yeah, bro.
Wait, are we? Is it a film or a show?
It's a series. Yeah, it's like 10 episodes. It's 10 episodes. Each
and
one of them is
solid, right?
It's Metal Gear. It's Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Oh, wait, Metal Gear. I'm fucking bugging. I thought you said Twisted Metal. I'm sorry.
No, Metal Gear Solid. It turns out there is a live action of Metal Gear Solid somewhere, and it looks pretty awesome.
There is.
I'm actually pretty doped on it. I'm glad you brought that up because I wouldn't have known that they were making something, and I don't know if they're making it currently or if it's already released.
That would probably be harder to make like a real high quality of that.
Right, because guess what? Now, here's my question for you, my friend. Now, if they release a Metal Gear Solid movie, how much of the information of the games do they have to put in?
That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard.
Right? This is my point. I believe it is unfair to judge a game's story without looking at the universe's story as a whole. Because you would not allow the same.
How many Metal Gear games have you played? I'm assuming all of them.
A couple on the PSP that I didn't. But I've seen the anthology of the story. Oh, I have all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're on the same page. Okay, cool. I think the only one I haven't played is the Ninja one.
I have played that one. I did not play Peace Walker.
I don't think I played Peace Walker either.
It was on the PSP, but I've played like Metal Gear Acid. Like, dude, I've played so many damn Metal Gear spin-offs. I love Metal Gear. It's one of my favorite series.
Well, as long as we're talking about the same ones. Okay. The only way I would be okay with a movie or a show of Metal Gear is that they have to not skip around. Meaning, they can't just go from fucking Solid being young, doing his shit, and then all of a sudden end up in fucking him being old.
Now, this is my question, right?
Unless it's like multiple seasons.
But here's my original reasoning behind this, right? Predominantly, the Metal Gear series is a game.
Yeah.
Right? Or a series of games.
I think the games are fucking awesome when it comes to like storytelling.
100, but that's not the. But now, I think we're judging on that. If we judge on that level, it's slightly different again because it started as a game.
Snake Eater.
Right, but it started as a game, so that has to encompass itself. But it's a good analogy in the fact of one medium to another when one medium has predominantly of its universe on another medium. If you catch my drift. Sorry, I fucking said that weird. But
All I heard was medium.
if you take the Metal Gear movie, you have 2.5 hours to fit a good movie with proper amounts of backstory to get the perfect contextual blah 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 blah. How much information from the games needs to be in that movie? How much of it are you supposed to know beforehand? How much of it is common play knowledge?
I think the only way it would make sense to me, right, as a movie, is that you treat it. Our, out. Let's take this from two point of view. So it depends who you're telling the story from. What, right? So if you're telling the story from about metal, like Solidus, about like Big Boss,
Mm-hmm.
then you need to treat it. You need to don't try to capture everything all at once. You have to stick with, like, if you're gonna stick with this, then just do that. Tell a story, explain it, blah 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 blah.
Right, but now again, you have to remember this all has to probably fit in underneath the 2.5 hour movie, and
That's why I
how
don't think
much.
it would fit a movie.
Right. But this is kind of my point.
I think the difference is
When
that
you
if they
have,
just concentrate on, like, if they want to make a solid gear movie on, like, the, let's say, 3 Snake Eater.
Mhm.
If they do a movie on just Snake Eater, like, the events of Snake Eater, and the whole movie is just like Snake Eater from beginning to ending, because Snake Eater was my favorite game.
Yeah, that had like 9 hours of cutscenes.
If you do just that in a fast 2-3 hour format, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with that.
But you're also going to lose out on a lot of information.
But I'm okay with that because you
Right.
can't fit nine hours of
Wait,
cutscenes. You can't fit nine
wait.
hours of cutscenes
Hold
into
on,
3 hours.
hold on. My brother, you've literally just made my fucking point. Now, let's be honest. You looked and saw on that list of how many 40K games. Do me a favor. Go to Google and look up how many 40K novels
I
exist.
know there's like ungodly amounts. I know that.
Now, no. Hold on. With the predominant medium that this exists in is a book series. You cannot translate a book into game as well. Lots of companies have tried, lots of companies have failed.
Yeah, primarily and
You're
specifically in 40K. Most
right, but
companies fail
now
to do that.
but the thing is you can in the novels, right? Each book guaranteed if you're a decent reader, 7 to 10 hours, right? You're having to condense all of that into one video game that is going to be 60 hours. You have 500 fucking books. 300 of them are on Tyranids and the humans. You're okay with it for
If
Metal
you're a
Gear
decent
because it's
reader,
something
you said
fun.
if you're a decent reader, it takes you how much hours to read a book?
7 to 10 hours.
Okay. What if it's I think that cuts it in half if you're listening to audio.
No, because I guarantee you no because I guarantee you that the guy that's doing the audiobook reading isn't speed reading.
um
He's telling a story and getting across in like a very like trust me, I listen to audiobooks too.
I see your argument. However, I still feel, and even though you're not technically wrong, I still feel if I'm role playing in your game and something like a sword wielding tyrant has never been shown before in any other game, I feel you owe it to the player to kind of explain what the fuck's going on. That's all.
So I have to in a Metal Gear movie, I have to spend 15 minutes learning about who Solid Snake is, right? Not assuming that the people came to see fucking Snake Eater the goddamn movie know who he is.
No, you know why? I expect that by the end of the movie, you'll know who Solid Snake is.
And I expect by the end of the movie you'll understand the motivations of the Tyranids on this planet.
Okay, I'm fine with that. If by the end of if I play if I, okay, maybe I fucked up when I explained myself. I don't want you to give me the information at the beginning, first 5 minutes. No. You can hide the information somewhere in the fucking game, but give it to me in some
Right, but
fashion.
but
It
what if it's an
it can be
unvoice
the
acted
plot
journal
twist.
entry? Right, but
That could
if
be
it's
the
an
plot twist.
unvoice acted journal entry, you said you wouldn't take it.
Maybe as a space marine, you're trying to investigate why are these motherfuckers dual wielding. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you're just fucking going around butchering these motherfuckers and be like, why
But
you
if they're
stop dual
sitting there
wielding?
like, oh
That's not
my,
your
okay,
role.
so wait, but if there's a person that's like, you see like a journal entry of like some officer on the Imperium and he's doing some random job and he's like, oh my god, fucking 22% of the planet is fucking gone and we have no idea what's happening. I think it's the Tyranids. Would that be enough for you? If it's, especially if it's unvoice acted.
I would have to accept it, but I would be disappointed.
No, but
I'd be disappointed. I'd be disappointed. I would. I would be disappointed. I would want like
I can live with that.
It's a special occurrence, right? To me, when something is a special occurrence, and it feels to me that this version of Space Marine is adding something new, right?
Well, the fact of the matter is Space Marines, I don't think are supposed to be able to
I
like
have not
dodge
read
roll like that.
none of these books. I've never read them. I'm not gonna fucking lie.
I listen to lore videos.
I'm only going based on some lore videos I watch, and I'm going based on, like I've watched the alternate lore videos. I understand them, and I'm going based on what has been shown in games thus far.
Right,
I haven't played every single game, but for the most part, I have never seen Tyranids being depicted with fucking dual wielding swords. That's all I'm saying, and all I just want is a slight explanation. That's all.
All I'm saying is the explanation is already there. Tyranids eat, Tyranids grow.
Now the Warhammer, the Total Warhammer, the Gladius, that's technically this on the same scale, right? Like fucking planetary warfare. Even in those games, I have never seen a picture of a dual wielding fucking Tyranid.
A Total Warhammer?
Yeah,
well, Total Warhammer is not 40k. Total Warhammer is the elves one. No, they do not. I'm sorry. They have Chaos. They do not have Tyranids. They have like.
Maybe I'm thinking about. I'm thinking Gladius. No, I'm thinking maybe Gladius.
Gladius
definitely have Tyranids. And Battle Sector as well. Battle Sector.
Yeah, because Total Warhammer is not in the future. It's not the 40k version. It's the past.
They don't have 40k. They don't have Total War
40k now.
40k. Okay, so I'm definitely thinking about Battle Sector and Gladius. Yeah.
Okay.
So in those games, I haven't seen anything about like I'm not talking about like a Tyranid with like dual claws. No, I'm talking about like iron. Look like iron weapons. Look like two swords. He's holding it and he's swinging them like swords. And you see his hands, his little fucking claws and shit, holding on to his goddamn sword. My question to you is, my point is,
I'm going to send you something right now that took me literally a half a second to find. It was the second fucking thing I saw on the Googs. Literally the wait, is it gonna send you to the right thing? I wonder. No, I'm sorry. I will.
I see the sword. I see the gun. Yeah, I see it.
No. Those look a little like swords, huh?
No, those are claws. I define those as claws. Explain to me why. Explain to me why.
Why what?
Why they're claws and not swords?
Why they're swords?
Why they're claws and not swords?
They're barely attached.
Fuck you, dude. That's fucking fully attached to his goddamn arm. That's literally a fingernail that's grown too long.
That's all it is a fingernail.
A woman's fingernail.
Wow.
I went too far.
Did you really just hot take like that? Like, didn't you just warn me today?
All right, I live in New York City.
Okay, bro, watch out for hot takes.
I live in New York City. My defense. A lot of. Okay, I have no way to defend myself with that. The population where I live has a lot of long fingernails.
I'm gonna fucking die.
And it kind of looks like that. That's all I'm saying. Understand me. I don't mean any harm.
I'm gonna fucking die. It's hilarious. I love life.
So that looks like a fingernail. It does not look like a sword. What I saw is the dude had independent. I wish I could go back. Maybe I can go back. I think when he gets killed, he drops them. Yeah, I think when he gets killed, he drops the fucking swords. That's how I consider it a sword, not claws. If it looked like that, I'll be fine. I'm like, yeah, that's normal to me. Now, even though he's holding a beam weapon, again, I'm not saying that's unheard of. But I'm saying is to me, I never seen it depicted into a game. So I feel like if you go out your way to depict it into a game, and you spend all that time developing, then explain it. You're making an RPG game.
So open it back up, my friend. Not the link that I sent, but the good old video you watched.
Gotta find it now.
No, I'll tell you exactly where it is, and you can pause on it too. 421 exactly.
421. Oh.
Yeah, what a perfect number. As a matter of fact.
4.
Almost. 1 second. Oh. But what does that look like?
421. 421. 421. 421. Okay. That's not the one I'm talking about. That's a claw. Yeah, that's a claw. I can see that.
Okay.
That's not the one I'm talking about. It was right before that one. Let me see. No. Hold on. Oh, where is he? Where is he? Oh, right there. Right there. 3 minutes. He starts to fight him in 3 minutes. Wait, no, maybe not 3 minutes. 3:10. Okay, boom. 3:11. Perfect.
That shit
angle.
looks like that shit's grafted to his arm, bro.
Bro,
I'm looking at a. Wait, hold up.
You.
No, wait. Look at 358. I'm getting a really good side profile.
Bro.
I'm not even gonna bullshit, bro. That shit looks grafted to
311. He's holding. I'm gonna screenshot this motherfucker.
I know, but I'm telling you, 358. You get a really good side profile. I'm looking at 311.
I don't even know.
And again, when you lift it up,
bullshit,
when you lift it, when he's lifting up, bro, I'm telling you, that shit looks like it's grafted to his fucking arm.
You can even see the fingers and the knuckles. Get the fuck out of here. What was I doing? I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah, you're looking on the outside. I'm looking for a different shot. Hold on.
All right, wait a second. 350 what?
Try this one. 315. It looks like he's holding it up.
Yeah,
and bringing it down. I see one finger that is loose. I'm not sure if it might be like motion blur, but that shit looks.
Nah, I see the thumb. I see a thumb. I see another finger.
Index. I don't see it. I only see an index.
No. 317. He gets stabbed, lifted in the air, and he drops the fucking sword.
Does he?
Yes. 317.
315.
He drops the sword.
God damn it!
Why he's holding the other one?
Okay, fair.
It's a sword, dude. Come on.
But even then, they have weapons, bro.
Again, I'm not saying no. But all I'm asking for is just give me a small explanation. Give me some background. What's going on? Update me. I'm playing your game. I bought your game, right? Just give me some. That's what I'm saying. Like, fuck. Like, oh, I have to fucking. It's like an SAT. I'm paying $60 to take the SAT test. You can't give me the answers. I have to go find the answers somewhere else. Like, what the fuck?
Well, first of all, when is this? Wait, hold the fucking phone. Do me a favor. I'm sorry. This is actually kind of silly. I didn't realize this until right now. Take a look at it. I just.
The sword? Yeah, I see it. That's a sword. That's a fucking sword.
Right, on the fucking 40K Codex.
Okay.
On the front page of it. Okay. You said that you've never seen it.
No, I'm fine with that. I premise this with saying I have I read videos. I've seen videos. I have never read any of the books. I said that.
This is not one of the books. This is like the mini. This is for like the tabletop.
I have never read any of these books, so I never read any of these books, so I can't. I said that I've never read any of these books.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure
If you're gonna,
swords are within it, bro.
so I get it. Everything in
If they
fucking
can hold a
40k is
gun, bro.
canon. Everything in 40k is
Everything.
canon.
It's all canon. It's
All
all
I'm
stupid and
saying
canon
is,
or in the war,
if you go out your way to include it in the game, and it has never been in the game before, just fucking explain it to me. That's all I'm
bro.
saying.
Hold the fucking phone.
Can
Did
you?
you really do this to me right now, bro? Did you really just do this shit to me? You're fucking trolling me, right?
Okay, what?
Bro.
But what is it? Why is
Go
it so much
go to
stress?
the go wait, no. Go to Total War or Warhammer 40k Gladius, the Steam page. The store page.
Oh, is it in there? I've
It's
never played Gladius, to be honest with
bro,
you.
it's
I've only played
literally on
like
the
5 minutes.
fucking thing. It's literally on the thing. He's just holding a sword and a gun. He's got a sword and a blicky.
So I'll pull back my.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait,
It's
which
like,
one?
dude,
Which
there's
one?
no way,
Which one?
bro.
Which one?
On the side here, the main like tooltip for Gladius, fucking what
I
is that? The
see the
Relic of
Adaptus
War.
Aureatus. Which one is it? Relics of War.
It's Gladius Tyranids DLC, I guess. I don't know.
Uh,
Here, actually, funny. It's in this.
I see Gladius. There you go.
Plus,
So wait. Oh, it's in the.
holding a sword and a blicky, bro. Getting ready to fuck shit up. You see why? Like I'm not saying like you have to look forever, but
I'm not.
it's
So
there.
okay.
It's not out of the realm.
Okay. I want to just defend myself by saying that at no point did I ever say that none of this shit is canon. Okay, I am a believer. I know all this shit is canon for prosperity and for storytelling.
but
Just
then
can
you
you like
never
just
shown
do
it
me
in a
a
video game.
favor? I've never seen it. I'm sorry. I'm not fucking the emperor. I can't be everywhere at once. All right.
I'm just dying. I'm sorry.
Like
My jaw
I've never
hurts.
seen a Tyrion to hold a goddamn sword. That's what I'm saying. It's the first time I saw it in that goddamn trailer. And I'm saying to myself, hold the fuck up. I've seen them use plasma weapons. Like I've seen them use like
Plasma
projectiles.
buttholes and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him do that. So that to me, seeing him with a weapon didn't seem that strange to me. Like, oh, I kind of seen that shit before. But the dual wielding weapon, I've never seen that shit before. Something to myself like, oh, I hope. And my statement was, I hope they kind of give me some background as to how that came to be. Like how, like I don't need your, I don't need a full arc on it. Just give me some information on that. That's all I'm saying. I didn't think what I was saying was fucking crazy. And I guess by me trying to prove my point, I made myself an ass by saying certain things. So I'll pull back. It's fine. Whatever. I know I'm lost.
Whatever he said. I'm sorry.
I know where I'm lost. I know I'm lost. No point being a dead horse at this point.
True. But
I don't okay.
what are you thinking about Space Marines 2 as a whole though? Gonna give it a shot?
I hope it's gonna be good. I don't know if I wouldn't pay for it though, because from what I've seen what I've seen seems like they're going in the direction of the first one, which is very a one-dimensional game where you just hack and slashing your way through a linear story. I don't know how much I'll like it. I won't pre-order it. I'm just gonna probably
Oh hell
wait.
no. I don't believe the pre-ordering.
Yeah, I'll probably wait for some reviews and come out and stuff like that. If it's fucking groundbreaking, I'll pick it up and just like, all right, what the fuck is a big hoopla about it? The thing about it is that there's so many fucking Warhammer 40k games that are hit and miss. There's so many of
I
them.
get you.
And it's really hard to like commit to some of these motherfuckers because it's like, god damn, another one. Like, and they get your hopes up. They get your hopes because you're such a fan of 40k, and you're like, fuck, I just want a good one to sink my teeth into. And it's like, this doesn't hit the mark.
To be real with you, if they had a game where you played as one of like, you know, a focused story mode from like Slaanesh, you're someone that worships Slaanesh and you're going for it. Explain everything. Like but
I just
it's
started
like
showing. I'm showing the swords on this fucking. Ah, so bad. That's so bad.
I just feel like that is, there's a baseline, and then, but if you have something like really out there that is like a niche thing, for instance, not very many people know about like the super lore of Nurgle and where that shit comes from. Some people know where Slaanesh actually originates from, but it's less known stuff.
By the way,
Tyranids
I'm
are
showing right now the
kind of
fingernail. This is what I was referring
ah,
to the fingernail. All right,
it's connected.
this is a ghetto
It is
girl's
connected.
fingernail. I'm gonna get blasted. You can't say that.
Hey, as they say, all publicity is good publicity. Yeah, let's all hate mob against Casper. He's gonna have to change his name. Woo! No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. I do not support any sort of flame wars
Flame wars.
or
I don't.
or
I think that's underground in the club somewhere. Flame
flame
wars.
wars.
Yeah, probably like they're probably modeling. I'm hotter than you.
What is this game?
I
But
should. I I got really excited because I thought you was when you said when we talking about Metal Gear Solid movie. For some reason, in my head I started thinking about
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal.
The only one that I watched or that I know of is Twisted Metal Black. I think I know Twisted Metal Black story, but that's just Calypso just fucking with people, I'm pretty sure. That's literally the story of that game.
Yeah,
I am an omnipotent wish granter, but I'm a monkey's paw.
they portray him that in that same way in the show.
Oh, really? He's just a monkey's paw?
Yeah, it kind of like he gives Anthony Mackie, which is roadkill, um, a mission. Right? It's like so they give him a mission. He finally meets Calypso. Calypso gets like, hey, he has to deliver this package in 24 hours. When he delivers the fucking package, it's a fucking like napkin or some shit. It's like something stupid. But the whole thing was because they were testing him because they were about to start the tournament, the Twisted Metal tournament,
Mm.
and they were looking for good drivers. What I love about the I what what's great about the show isn't really Anthony Mackie's acting. I think it was average, nothing spectacular. What I love about the show is because they did a really good job with the supporting actors. Like they did a really good job highlighting like Sweet Tooth. Like he's in like a few of the episodes, and every time
Hmm.
he's in it, it's fucking like boom in your face, like bro, this is fucking sick. Like Sweet Tooth is fucking out of his mind, and he has those underpinning jokes of him being like clinic insane clown.
Right.
And towards the end of the show where he lights his head on fire.
Oh,
It's
so this is pre-fire him.
yeah, this is pre-fire. This is him like being lonely.
Gotcha.
He's like lonely. So this is a prequel. This is like the show is like before Twisted Metal.
Awesome.
And they
Okay.
start introducing some of the characters, and Sweet Tooth is a mass murderer based out of Las Vegas. So I mean anyone who goes to Las Vegas in a post apocalypse, he'll kill them. But when Anthony Mackie comes across him, he reveals like, "Oh, I'm just lonely, and no one wants to listen to my play." And Anthony's like, "I'll listen to it."
It's like, sure,
And
bro.
yeah, and then they become like weird friends, and then shit spirals out of control after that
Well, yeah, Twisted Metal.
because Sweet Tooth goes, Anthony gives him an idea of like you should take this show on the road, and Sweet Tooth is like, yeah, yeah, I should call myself Sweet Tooth. and
Okay.
and he just takes his truck and takes the show on the road, and he just starts murdering people. Uh and then at the end, yeah, he basically I forgot what he sprays on his head. I think he sprays some kind of cooking oil, some shit, and he lights himself on fire.
Huh.
And it's like that. I feel my nostalgia come back when I was a kid, and they used to show Sweet Tooth's like face and how he used to laugh and fucking insane he looked.
Yeah.
That shit creeped up. It was like, oh shit, this is kind of giving me clown fears a little bit.
Clown fears.
But he did a real good job. Like the actor who did that role, really good
Played it.
fucking job. Yeah, a lot of the supporting characters in general, like they did really good jobs. Ironically, outshine in my opinion Anthony Mackie, even though he's the star of the show, which is ironic. But that happens a lot.
That does happen a lot.
Yeah, I just think the other characters were stronger in general sense. But so when you said that, I was like, yo, you haven't seen it? Oh shit! But I would love a fucking Metal Gear show.
I would too, especially if it were done properly. And actually, like, because again, I'm cool with them just like kind of going off the wall and explaining a side story of a couple people. You know what I mean? Show me how Gray Fox was resurrected. You know, that kind of shit. Like that's awesome to me.
Yeah.
Show me one of like the backgrounds of like the original boss that shows how she became leader of the Cobras or some shit like that. That again, that would be boss. You don't need to show me something that's already been shown and
It's a
then just
military.
kind
It's a
of
military. It's sci-fi, but it is
yeah,
military based.
it's kind of grounded.
Yeah, so it's like you don't have to go out your way of like a lot of the Snake Eater combat is close combat. Is what is it, QBC? Close combat.
QCQ or CQC.
Yeah, so it's not like you need to add a crazy amount of CGI. There's some
Not
you're gonna need
just
some
one
CGI
Metal Gear
because
Rex. Yeah, just one Metal Gear Rex.
but I think some of the bosses and some of the enemies get kind of
Shit,
loony.
dude.
They get
Way
kind of
back,
loony.
I imagine not
We should
from
close out this episode. I feel like we're going on a tangent.
how long are we gone for this particular one?
I just realized we're still recording. I'm still talking shit.
Yeah, but when
107.
was
107.
yeah, that's not that bad. Okay. But still, thank you everybody for joining us. We love that you came. Yo, please, if you like the conversation, you feel
Shout
that
out.
Cass needs shame, then hit the button. Okay.
I might put it in the question. Did you hear my hot take?
Did you hear my hot take? Did you catch it? Second, loot filters. We know that it's coming to the end of the league. Just if you've seen that you wanted a Baki one, or you see one of the other ones that we had, give it a download. Doesn't really cost you anything but a little bit of time, and it lets us know that you care about it.
Yep.
Anything else that you want to say, Cass?
No, I just want to
Without
shout
me
out
dropping on
to
my shit.
shout out. Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, I just shout out to our new subscribers. We got 2 new subscribers over on Spotify and 1 more in our YouTube channel. Just give you guys a spot shout out. Thank you guys for joining, and thank you guys. It means a lot to
Welcome.
us. To know that you guys are subscribing, knowing that you're listening. It keeps us going.
So much so. You can listen to us judge each other.
This episode was kind of intense. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like I was personally attacked and persecuted for my lack of my lack
all
of.
right. So at
No, close
risk
it,
of this
close it,
sound,
close it.
no, at risk of this sounding bad, I've had this issue with a lot of people that I've been friends with. I speak passionately when my volume goes up. I'm not angry. I am just getting into the conversation. I apologize if that puts you off. I
It
don't
doesn't put
mean
me
it in
off.
the
It just felt like you packed me up in a corner. You say we should record this, and then I have to record this
because I
whole
want to know.
hour of you attacking my knowledge of 40K, and then you expose me as a fraud in front of
Well,
everybody.
actually, the thing is because I wanted to talk more of it as a concept, because the way that you look at stories was actually really intriguing. But we ended up staying on the
Yeah,
Tyranid thing for
I
a little
love
bit
stories,
longer.
man. I'm a huge fan of stories, and I think that I don't think if you go out if you're gonna go out your way to use an IP that has such enrichment story behind it and passion behind it, then you should do it justice by inserting that same amount of effort into your game.
I agree with the sentiment that they should absolutely put the same amount of effort, but I also feel like with a lot of these movies, dude, it not very many people that don't know the series are coming up.
Especially if you're gonna fucking charge $70 for a goddamn game.
Yeah, thank God movies are only like 20, 50 bucks, right? I don't know how much movies
I
cost
don't know.
nowadays.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've been to the movies. I'm pretty sure it's up to the $60 now if you go watch
It
a movie in
must
a movie theater.
it must be, you know, and I'm calculating without popcorn. So
Oh God, popcorn! Jesus Christ,
I remember that shit was $12 a fucking bucket, baby.
bro! Popcorn and a soda is like $30, bro.
Oh my God, yeah, dude, that's fucking
Each.
nuts. That's nuts. That's fucking crazy. I've
Man,
never heard of
dog,
this.
it's crazy right now. I mean, New York City is crazy. I don't know about other
You
places.
see, this is why one of my best friends is Orville Redenbacher.
I almost fell for that one. I was like, wait, who's Orville?
Just stay in the kitchen and be there for when I watch a movie.
All
But
right,
thank
well,
you all for joining us. You guys are awesome.